Those will be the rounded questions that we'll work on today in the lesson. So let's get it started with the objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to use vocabulary about risk and change to talk about people's attitude to change. Use the present perfect tense with for and since to talk about your life. Identify example sentences for an idea and discuss the status quo and changes in your life. So if at any moment you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But in the meantime, we will go and review some vocabulary. So let's get started. See the words here: attitudes, in control, bias, risks, status quo, advantage, familiar, and comfort zone. So let's see the two examples. He is happy with the of his job and isn't looking for a change. Jasmine, can you please answer this question for me?
He is happy with the advantage of his job and isn't looking for a change.
So very close, Jasmine. He is happy with the status quo of his job and
yes,
isn't
I'm
looking
wrong.
for it. Yes, and let's welcome in the new students. My name is Chris. Can you please introduce yourself to the class for today? So can you please introduce yourself? Are you there? Can you hear me? Yes, so
Hello,
can you
teacher.
introduce yourself? Yes. So my name is Chris. What's your name?
My name Thui.
Hui. It's nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you too.
Okay. Going to the next example over here. This one will be for Trang. Trang, can you please read and choose an answer?
It is usually not easy to change people's comfort zone.
So very close. This one is attitude. It's usually not easy to change people's attitudes. Okay. There are 6 questions here. I will send them on the platform and give you a minute to complete. Then from there, we will go through it. So I've sent it, and let's start the timer. You have 1 minute to choose the correct options. So A or an of not making changes is that life is less stressful. Sometimes if you want to learn something new, you need to step out of your When you are you don't have to worry too much. Many young people are not afraid of taking John seems to have a towards creative jobs. That girl looks I think I have met her before. You have about 15 seconds left. Please don't forget to submit the work once you have finished it.
Familiar.
Okay, so that is time. Let's start with Thui. Thui, can you please read and complete number 1?
Yes. An advantage of not making changes is that life is less stressful.
Very good. Just remember to pronounce the S. Changes.
changes.
Yes, very good. Jasmine, number 2, please.
Number 2. Sometimes if you want to learn something new, you need to step out of comfort zone.
So you need to step out of your
Comfort zone.
yes, comfort zone. Very good there, Jasmine. Let's go to Trang. Can you do number 3 for me, please?
When you are familiar, you don't have worry too much.
So very close. When you are in control, you don't have to worry too much. Can you read that for me?
Yeah.
So when you are
in control, you don't have to worry too much.
perfect. Tui, can you please do number 4?
Many young people are not afraid of taking risks.
Taking risks. Very good. Jasmine, number 5.
Number 5. Young seems to have a bias towards creative jobs.
Very good, Jasmine. And Trang, can you please do number 6?
That girl looks familiar. I think I have met her before.
Very, very good job, everyone. So let's go and practice the vocabulary. We have status quo, attitude, advantage, comfort zone, to be in control, risk or take some risks, bias, and familiar. So starting with Tui, can you please read number 1 and number 5 for me, please?
Yes. Status quo, attitude, advantage, comfort
So
zone.
just number 1 and number 5.
Yes. Status quo, to be in control.
Very good. Status quo and to be in control. Jasmine, can you please read number 3 and number 8 for me, please?
Attitude, familiar.
Very good. And Trang, can you please do number 4 and number 7 for me?
Elena.
Comfort zone. Bias.
Perfect. Are there any questions about any of this work?
Number 1.
Number 1, status quo. Do you not understand it, or?
My influence can it's okay.
Sorry, your microphone is very soft. Can you say that again?
My influence cannot read that word exactly.
I see, so quo.
Quo.
Let me put it here for you, so it's kind of like a quo. Try reading it like this. Status quo.
Quo.
Yes, status quo.
Quo.
Very good. Are there any more questions on the vocabulary for today?
No questions.
Okay. Perfect. So let's have a look at the grammar. So here we can see Elena and Joe. Elena has worked with Joe for 1 year. Elena and Joe have been colleagues since last year. So we see it's the present perfect tense with for and since. So last year and now, you can see it's 1 year. Let's see the form. So we have for plus a period of time.
Period.
For a month or for a long time. We have since plus a specific time. For example, since last year or since I was 12. So let's see, put the verbs in brackets in the present perfect tense and use for or since for the sentence. Starting with Tui, can you please complete number 1 for me?
Joe and Elena have
Leave.
no
Leave.
each other since high school.
Very good. They have known each other since high school. Great job. Let's see, Jasmine, can you please do number 2?
Joe has lived in the same city since 2005.
Yes, Joe has lived in the same city since 2005. Very good. Trang, can you please read number 3?
She hasn't bought a new phone for 5 years.
Yes, very good. She hasn't bought a new phone for 5 years, or she has not bought a new phone for 5 years. Well done there. Going back to Thui, can you do number 4, please?
We have worked in our current jobs since for 2 years.
Yes. Let's just look at the pronunciation. Worked. So we have worked in our current jobs for 2 years. Can you read that again for me, please, Chloe?
We have worked in our current jobs for 2 years.
Perfect. Very good. Are there any questions on this grammar before we move on? Okay. Then going back to Jasmine. Jasmine, how long have you had your job for?
I have had my job for 3 years. I have worked at this job since I was a university student.
Yes, very, very good job on doing both parts there. Well done. Let's go to Trang. Can you please tell me how long have you had your job for?
I had my job for 6 months.
Sorry, can you say that again?
May.
I have worked my job for 6 months.
I have had my job for 6 months. Very good. And Thui, can you tell us how long have you had your job for?
I have had my job for nearly 20 years.
Very, very good job. Well done there. So great job with the grammar practice, everyone. You all did well with it. The next question, let's go back to Jasmine. How long have you lived at your place?
I have lived at my place for 3 months. I just
Very good.
moved to new place last May.
Remember the article? Move to a new place.
Yes. A new
But yes.
place.
Yes,
Last May.
very good.
Yes.
Very good. Let's go to Trang. How long have you lived at your place for?
I have lived here since I was born.
Since you were born. Yes, very good. And Sui, how long have you lived at your place for?
Yes. Oh, let my screen. Oh, please pardon.
Sorry, you broke up. Can you repeat that, please?
But please repeat your question.
So, how long have you lived at your place?
Yes. I have lived at my place for 2 years.
2 years. Very good. Okay. Let's go and practice our reading. So I usually prefer to eat at the same or different restaurants. Who can tell me what is the correct answer here? Is it the same or different?
I usually eat the same restaurant.
So, yes, let's get them all up here. So we can say both of them. So I usually prefer to eat at the same restaurant or at different restaurants. I usually prefer to eat the same foods or different foods, go out to the same or different places, listen to the same or new music, go to the same or different places on vacation, have the same or different jobs over the period of 5 years. Are there any questions on this over here? Okay. So read the text and find the sentences that show the following thing. What status quo bias means. So let's start with Thui. Thui, can you please read this for me?
Yes. The status quo bias, why people don't like change. If you refer the status
Change.
quo, you
Change.
don't like change. You refer things to stay the same. Psychologists call it
Psychologists.
Psychologists.
call this the status quo bias. Many people have a status quo bias, but some people really like change.
Very good. Let's go to Jasmine. Can you read it for me as well, please?
I read this paragraph, right?
Yes, please.
The status quo bias. Why people don't like change. If you prefer the status quo, you don't like change. You prefer things to stay the same. Psychologists call this the
Psychologist.
psychologists call this the status quo bias. Many people have a status quo bias, but some people really like change.
Very good. And Trang, can you also read it for me, please?
The status quo bias, why people don't like change. If you prefer the status quo, you don't like change. You prefer things to stay the same. As theorists call this the status quo bias. Many people have a status quo bias, but some people really like change.
Very good. Okay, so let's have a look at some useful steps for when doing a reading activity. Step 1, read the question and underline the key words. So in this case, the key words, status quo bias and means. Number 2, find the paragraph and sentences that have the key words. We see status quo bias and status quo bias. Decide the sentence or sentences that are the most relevant to the question. Call this also means, it'll be the first one. Step 4, choose the sentence that are the best to answer the question. So for example, we see the status quo bias means you prefer things to stay the same. Are there any questions on these steps?
No questions,
Okay.
teacher.
Perfect. Let's go and do our first reading task here. We have 2 questions. So let's go and start with Trang. Trang, the fact that Joe prefers the status quo. Trang, can you tell me what are the key words in that sentence?
Joe prefers status quo.
Very good. Moving on to Jasmine. Can you tell me the fact that Elena prefers change? What are the key words there?
The key words in sentence 2 is are. Elena prefers change.
Very good. Okay. So, Louis, can you please read the paragraph for me?
Yes. The status quo bias. Why people don't like change. Joe and Elena are about 35 years old, but they have very different attitudes about change. Joe has lived in the same city, in the same apartment since 2005. He had been with the same company for 12 years. He hasn't bought a new phone for 5 years, and he had had his car since 2010. Elena has moved 3 times in the past 2 years, and she has had 4 different jobs since 2012. He has worked in her current job for 2 years, but she thinks she'll probably look for a new job next year.
Very, very good job there, Louis. So let's go and have a look. So for number 1, we can see the keywords over here. Joe. So this whole sentence is about Joe, and it's talking about the status quo. In the second one, we can see that all over here, it is the same R. So let's go through the list, starting with Jasmine. Do you prefer the status quo, or do you like change?
Yes, I prefer the status quo. I don't like to change because I need to prepare before everything happens to me.
Yes. Very good. Trang, can you tell me, do you prefer the status quo, or do you like change?
I prefer status quo about my place, my friend, and I want change about a meal every day.
Yes. And lastly, Thui, can you tell me, do you prefer the status quo or change?
I prefer the status quo. Yes.
Why?
Yes. I work in my company for nearly 20 years. Yes. But sometimes I am but upon the place I can move. Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Yes.
I also prefer the status quo and don't really like change. I like having traditions and routines. But yes. So we're going to do the next one just for you guys. So let's start, over here. Going to Trang. Trang, can you read number 1 and tell me what are the key words?
Advantage of the status quo. A keyword is advantage. status quo.
Very good. Going to Jasmine for number 2.
The keywords are writer prefers change.
Yes. Very good. And number 3. What are the keywords for number 3?
Suggestion, small change.
Suggestion and small change. Very good. Okay. I will send this activity to the platform for you to go and do yourself. I will start the timer, give you a minute to read through everything and to do the task, and then you'll go from there. So let's start the timer.
The fact that the
You have about 30 seconds left, and then we'll go through it. Okay. Please remember to please submit the activity once you have completed it. And let's start with Trang. Trang, can you tell me what is the advantages of the status quo?
I read the sentence.
Yes. Can you tell me the answer? So what are the advantages of the status quo?
Less stressful in your comfort zone. You feel that you are in control because everything is familiar. There are no risks.
Very good. Let's go to Jasmine for the second one.
The answer number 2 is I find in this sentence. However, it can be a good idea to leave your comfort zone and take some risk. This can help you in your professional and personal life.
Very, very good. And number 3, what is the answer?
Yeah, yes. The suggestion for a small change is try making a few small changes. Go ahead, order something different the next time you go to that restaurant.
Very, very good job. Well done. So let's see. Trang, would you like to make a small change every day?
Yes, I would like.
Yes, you would like. What about you, Thuy? Would you like to make a small change every day?
Weather.
Yes. So
Yes,
would you like it?
I like to make a small change every day.
Very
Yes.
good. And you, Jasmine, would you like to make a small change every day?
Yes, absolutely. In my opinion, making a small change every day can be a great way to improve and keep life dynamic.
Yes, very good. Okay, moving on to page 12, we are going to look at some questions and then talk. So we can see a conversation here between two people. And the question, doing the same thing or doing different things. So let's see, let's go to Tui. Can you please read for the man? And Trang, can you please read for the woman?
Yes. How long have you lived in your apartment?
I have lived here for more than 10 years. It's comfortable, and I have everything I need here. I prefer to live at the place for a long time.
Really? I can't stay at the same place for too long. I've moved 8 times since 2011.
Very, very good job there. So Jasmine, one of these people likes change and one likes it the same. Can you tell me who likes the change and who likes it to be the same?
I see the man prefer the started clothes, and the woman prefer to change.
Very, very good. Just writing a note here. Great job with that. So the man likes the status quo, while the woman likes change. Let's have a look. So no, it is actually swapped. So the woman likes the status quo. She says, I've lived here for more than 10 years. Whereas the man said, I can't stay at the same place for too long. I've moved 8 times. So the woman likes the status quo and the man likes change. We're going to go and practice talking about ourselves now on slide 13. So we have the same question again, doing the same thing or doing different things. In which situation do you prefer to do the same thing or different things? So for example, living in a place, making friends, having a phone, having a job, learning a professional skill, or your own as well. So there's some useful language: for, about, almost, around, more than, less than, etc. Or since, around, etc. So let's go on to slide 14. We don't have the breakout rooms because there's only 3 of us, but I'll give you all a minute to just prepare what you want to say, and then we will go from there. So let's give you a minute starting now. So just go and think about what you're going to say, and then we'll go through it. About 30 more seconds. Okay, so let's start the presentations, starting with Jasmine. Can you please answer these questions and do your presentation for us?
I prefer to live in a place for a long time, but in some situation I had to change my place. About making friends, I prefer to mm, remain my friends. I just have some best friends, and I would like to make friends in the future.
Yes, very good. Let's go to Trang. Can you please answer the questions for me?
Yeah, for the same thing, uh, I have been using my phone for 4 years, and a different thing is I really want to and want to visit a new place for 2 years one time.
Can you repeat that last part, please?
I want to visit a new place, like a travel for 2 years one time.
Yes. So you like to experience different things through travel, so to say. Yes. And Tui, can you also please answer the questions here for me, please?
Yes. I refer to work in the same company. I have worked for 20 years with my job, but I am refer to making friends, and I am open to making new friends. Yes.
Yes.
And I am ready to move instead of living in a place. And I have changed my place about 3 times for 10 years. Yes.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
good.
And and I just I can change my place. It also near my company. Yes.
Yes. Very good job there, Tui. Well done. So a bit about my one as well. So I like to live in different places. I move every single year. I move into a different house or different apartments. I just like to see different things, and because I work from home, I don't have to be in one area. So I can live in different areas, different cities, and I like to travel that way. Although I like to go to different places, I like things like my phone, my friends, my job, my skill sets. I prefer all of that to be the same and to have the same routine. But yes, are there any final questions before we move on? Okay, so let's have a look at some feedback. You all did very, very well with the work today. I mean, you guys did brilliantly. Just a note that I'll add here, it's more of a tip than a note. When reading, focus on the syllables. Sorry, syllables. So for example, don't say, let's think of a nice word. Let's think status quo. Status quo. Try and break it out. So stats, us, quo, status quo. It helps us with our pronunciation. Status quo. Another note, always remember to read the S at the end of a word to show the plural. So an example here, I like going. I like going to many different shops. We don't say many different shops. We say I like going to many different shops in the plural. Some brilliant examples of language use. For example, someone said earlier, he likes status quo. That was a brilliant use of the vocabulary from the beginning of the sentence, bringing it through towards the end of the sentence. So well done with that. And also great job to everyone for following the grammar and remembering the grammar as well. Moving on to the last few pages. Once again, we have same and different. Which do you think is better? Always doing the same thing or always doing different things? We covered this throughout the lessons. I think most of us answered that we prefer the same thing for the most part, with maybe little bits of differences here and there. And finally, the lesson objectives once more. Now, can you use vocabulary about risk and change to talk about people's attitude to change? Use the present perfect tense with for and since to talk about your life. Identify example sentences for an idea, and discuss the status quo and changes in your life. So starting with Jasmine, do you think you can do all of this?
Yes, I can do all things.
Very good. Tui, can you do all of this?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Perfect. And Trang, can you do all of this?
Yes, okay.
Very good. Okay. Are there any final questions before we start wrapping up for today? Okay. So then that is where we will start to end off the lesson. Everyone did brilliantly with both the grammar, the vocabulary, the reading, and the speaking. So a big well done to everyone. Just a reminder to please do your homework after the session. And also don't forget to rate the session, as your feedback is very important and valuable to me. And also it helps me to grow as a teacher. But apart from that, well done today, everyone. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, teacher.
You're welcome. Have a good